Well, hello there. Master Hellish here, and welcome to our Tuesday night KSP live stream. Now, there may be a few hitches along the way. This is the first stream that I've done since a PC rebuild which happened last week. I've been offline, I've been having all sorts of problems. Hello, Egg, welcome to the stream. And also hi to everybody else above the line, Jackamak and Brandon and everybody else watching. So there might be this is my first stream since the PC rebuild, and I've already had 2 hiccups. But we will sort them out. We will power through, and hopefully we'll have a lot of fun with Kerbal Space Program. So let's have a look at my performance here. So according to this, the stream quality is still good. We're going at the right frame rate. We're not dropping any frames. And I'm using 3.5% of my CPU. So that's doing okay. Hey Sixer, welcome to the stream. If you want to know more about the problems I had and my PC issues, you can go over to my second channel, where there's some vlogs on there about what happened and what I did to resolve it. And if you want to know what my computer now comprises of, after I've ripped components out and put new components in, you can check it out on the website, on my website, masterhellish.net, in the About Me section. So, looks like most things are working. The only thing I haven't got is, apparently I haven't got control of my mic through my touchscreen, so we'll have to see if I fix that. What was wrong with the broken motherboard in the end? I don't know exactly what was wrong with it, Brandon. All I know was it wasn't working. It would continuously restart, reboot the computer over and over again during posting, and if it managed to get past the posting, then it would crash loading an operating system all the time. Anyway, for the most part, looks like we're working. We've got viewers on both Twitch and YouTube, which is cool. You can hear me, I presume, because you're asking me questions and nobody's going, you can't hear you. And yeah, I can see chats, and Kerbal Space Program is now loaded. So let's go into Kerbal Space Program. Here we go. So
this will probably work.
Yeah, this will probably work. Thank you for redeeming that. But before, and I have no idea whether this is going to work, that's for sure. Before we crack on with what we're going to do today, thanks to Jackamak, here's a reminder. The parachute's still attached, so this thing could splash down. Parachute's really tugging back. I think I might have done it. So I'm going to start bringing it over now. We've gone up to 8,000. Whoa! Fine controls, please. Whoa! What's going on? What's going on? Whoa! Whoa! We're not going to get this into orbit now. We're not going to... What on earth happened there? So getting ready and eject. No, okay. SAS off. Normal chutes out. Other chutes out. And landing legs out. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, it's quite a bounce. But we recovered it. Full throttle. Because launching without throttle actually wouldn't matter at the minute because we're using landing legs. But let's see what happens. Let's give it a go. That was a fantastic run. There we go, folks. It appeared that I did transition slightly early there. So, yeah, I forgot that this new system I've got going here mutes me when we go to that mode. So what I should have done is, I should have done something like, and here's a reminder about last time. I should have done it like that. Okay, so, yeah, Kerbal Space Program. Let's get in there. Now, after last time, we're not going to try and do full reusability of our first stages, because it's at this early stage of the game, and with my skills, it's difficult, really difficult. So we'll probably scrap that idea for now, and we'll come back to it. I think I said that at the end of the last stream. So if we look at mission control, we haven't got any active contracts at the moment, but there are some here that we could probably do. There's an Explore the Moon, which is a flyby of the moon. Gather scientific data from the moon. It doesn't say where from the moon, presumably during the flyby, and return to Kerbin. I think we can do that, and it's worth a lot of money. We need money to unlock the next stage of the research building, and also for the activations and so forth. So that's what we're going to do. We're not going to bother about the tourists or anything else. We're going to crack back on with it. Me Crystal, good evening. Hello and welcome. Let's get in the vehicle assembly building and sort some stuff out here. God, you know what? This just looks so much better. As part of my fixes and improvements, I've got a new graphics card, and I don't know if you guys can tell the difference, but for me, oh, it looks really good. Ratbeck says, KSP live, excellent, ready for some explosions. I don't want any explosions. So last time we were trying to use the Test Rocket 5. Here it is, the Test Rocket 5. And it's a 2-stage rocket with a return to base lower section. And what I did is I messed around with that design, and I just made it into the TR6, the Test Rocket 6. And basically, the idea here is that we have an expendable bottom. So we can take away the probe core and everything else that I decided to put on this. There's a bit of parachute here, we'll get rid of that. We're just going to modify, basically we're making the Test Rocket 6 out of the Test Rocket 5. An expendable bottom, yes. First stage, an expendable first stage. Also, I've got too many fuel tanks on this now. It's just going to be too heavy. So what we'll do is we'll just disconnect, remove one fuel tank, and then put the whole thing back on again. Now, let's see. Part limit. We have a massive part limit now. So we're going to actually have 2 struts for takeoff. Fantastic. Don't forget aerodynamic stuffs on the boosters. Yes, yeah, we're going to do all that sort of thing. So this is a work in progress. I just tinkered with it at the end of last time, but we're going to definitely crack on with this. Game Watcher, hello. And Qualzy, sorry I forgot your name wrong. I haven't bought the hat yet. And there we go. Okay. An expendable or exploding bottom. It's both. It's both, Sixer. It's an expendable bottom that's going to do some exploding. So in aerodynamics, we're going to pop some little aerodynamic cones on there, just like we have at the top. And I'm actually thinking that we load the drogue chutes and potentially the parachutes inside the service bay as well. We've got some reaction wheels in there. We've got all our science experiments. Would it be... Can we just kind of put our drogue chutes on the inside? Would that be terrible? I'm not sure. I feel like we need better batteries than that, though. Would that work? I don't know, Egg. I don't know. Should we do a little test? we'll do a little test. What we can do is we can close that up. And we can save this as the TR6. But then, if we just get rid of the bottom of the aircraft, just launch the top bit, we can try it. We can blow the chutes and give it a go. Okay, so there it is. There's the second stage. Let's check the staging. So engine, separate, parachute. No, we don't want parachutes right away. Want engine, separate, parachutes, parachutes. Okay, let's give that a try. We should be able to get off the launch pad and fly. It's relatively light. So throttle to... Oh, hang on a minute. Flying mode. There we go. Get the joystick back in. So, SAS on, throttle to maximum. We're just going to tilt over this way as we launch. So, I'm going to start with the throttle off. Here we go. No, I was wrong. It doesn't take off. Okay, let's recover that. Maybe we need like a little P booster or something. Like this, just to give it a shove. Let's try that. Let's try that. Give it a shove into space, into the air. Right then. That didn't seem to work this time, Jack. We'll see. Okay, let's try that again. SAS on, throttle to maximum, and I'm not going to launch both stages at the same time. That'd be silly. And off we go. Yep, there we go. So we're just going to burn this over into the sea. Get high up. And then we're going to deploy those drogue chutes. We're starting to slow down. Okay, let's cut that engine. And we need to open the service bay. There we go. Right, deploy drogues. No, hang on, that detaches the bottom. Now deploy drogues. So yeah, it looks like... Let's turn the SAS off. Yeah, we can deploy them from the service bay. Can we close the doors? Does that cut the lines? No. Cool. So we can put all of our chutes inside there. We'll definitely do that. You'd put the drogue chute but not the main chute. Hang on. There we go. A stage with an engine in it. It'll be fine. I'm thinking main chutes in there as well. That's not working as intended, is it, Jackamak? Okay. We'll look at that between live streams. Okay? Moderators, we'll focus on that between live streams. Right, okay, so we know that putting the chutes inside works, so let's just reload the TR6. And the drogue chutes are still in there, I think. Yeah, they are. Now, what I'm thinking... We don't have a mod only something went wrong effect. I don't think we need it if you should be able to get access to do that. I'm thinking we put some power in as well. I want to put it on top of that one, but the probe core's in the way. Or is the probe core what is the probe core attached to? What is the service bay attached? The bottom, right. Okay, so if I do... Hang on a second, let's build this down here. Power, reaction wheels and then put that on top. Part of it goes into the nose cone. Brilliant. That's what we want. So I'm going to actually put the main... Just get rid of that battery. We don't need it. We will move the mystery goo. Oh my goodness, main chutes are too big to put in there. Okay, we're gonna keep main chutes on the side. Put the mystery goo back. Come on, mystery goo. Flip you around, put you on. So we've got the goo, the pressure barometer, and we've got the big thing at the bottom, the Science Junior. Right, I guess we ought to try a flyby of the moon. Let's just quickly check thrust. Is it thrust to weight ratio? Show all. So at launch, our thrust to weight is 1.56. I think that means we're going to go up quite quickly. Beanie Nixon says, "Never got notified you had gone live. Was checking Discord." Oh yes. Right, so that's something I need to sort out because this is a new computer. My Streamlabs OBS needs reconnecting to my Twitter, so there wasn't a Twitter notification. So there wasn't a live notification this time. We should be able to get that fixed for next time. I need to make a list. Here we go.
Ow.
It's alright, I'm fine. I just stabbed myself with some tweezers by accident. So, live notification. And thank you very much for the late notification, Jack. At least it's in there. And what's the other thing we need to do, mods? We need to sort out the transitions. Mod transition. There we go. Right, and actually I've got a really good idea for a mod transition on there. If there's anything else that crop up, and remember folks, this is the first time I'm streaming with essentially what's a brand new computer. I've had to reinstall Kerbal Space Program. I've had to sort out my joystick settings. There's so many things I've had to do over the last week or so that it's amazing that we're doing this well, to be honest. So if the transition doesn't work, then we'll do a sound effect. Yeah, I've got an idea for the sound effect, Jack. A very good one. Anyway, thrust to weight. Apparently our thrust to weight is 1.56. That's quite high, I think. So what we can do is actually bring the thrust limiter down on the side boosters there. 1.3. I want 1.4. Let's push it up. 1.37. 1.4. Perfect. Okay, so I think the TR6 is ready to go to the moon. Adam Crillo, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Above the line said you got a notification when you were live on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube and Twitch notifications should have been fine. It was just the Discord and the Twitter notifications that wouldn't have gone out. Right then, like I said though, oh, I didn't mean to do that button. I think we're ready for a trip to the moon. Now, if this works, we might take our Kerbals to the moon for at least a fly past, and then maybe we can try a probe landing or something. I don't know. So I'm hoping that we can get some good speed going on this. It's going to cost us 18 grand to get there. So let's... Have I forgotten anything? Have I forgotten anything? We've got fins to try and keep things going well. These boosters are a bit high up in terms of where they're connected on these. Let's adjust that slightly because the ejection force comes from the actual radio decoupler, and if that's slightly higher I think that would be better. So let's move the decoupler up a little bit and move the booster down a little bit. That's just going to give it a tendency to push away from the rocket, and hopefully they'll push and fall away like they do off the Soyuz. There's a poisonous fog that sent half the crew to Davy Jones's locker. The rest escape with a handful of plunder. Yeah, Twitch is often slow with notifications. That does appear to be the case. Right. Let's do it then. Probe to the moon. Okay, let's just make sure the camera's good. Get our fuel up. Right then, folks, here we go. So we're going to turn SAS on. We're going to throttle up maximum for launch, but then we'll power down part way. And let's see if our test rocket 6 can get there. I think what we'll do is all the rockets that, if I was sure that it was going to work, I'd put a Kerbal on, we'll call them a test rocket. So what we'll do is we'll make an uncrewed version, which is a test rocket, and then we'll upgrade it to a crewed version with crew inside, and then it won't be a test rocket anymore. It'll get a proper name. So here we go. I'll launch in 3, 2, 1, stage. Okay. Nice gentle launch from the pad there. Side boosters lifting this. Heavy section right now. It'd be nice if we could get some speed up, but we are accelerating quite nicely. We just went past 100 meters per second. We're still quite low in the atmosphere, so I'm going to throttle down. 150. I don't want to go past 300 really. We're on about 2/3 power at the moment. I think that's doing us about right. 4 kilometers up, so we're still in the thick atmosphere. Side boosters have about 1/3 fuel left. 6 kilometers. Right, we're starting to get a bit faster now. Thinner atmosphere coming. Starting to pitch over. Whoa. Got some rubble. Okay. Side boosters are gone. Let's pitch that over a little bit sharper. Oh. Full throttle. Full throttle. Let's get this thing back on track. Okay, I don't know what happened there. I think it was my controlling or something. But I lost stability. This is where I'd prefer to have followed the curve of... Yeah, something's throwing this off. It's just not as stable as what I'd like. Okay, so let's see how close into an orbit we can get with the fuel that we've got on this stage. I feel like we're going to do quite well here, actually. Still burning. Let's have a look at what the map view looks like. I forgot about all the rubbish we've left in space. But we are pushing that out quite nicely. I feel like we probably need to amend our angle slightly. We are attacking this quite sternly. Does it need to be recalibrated? Maybe it does. Maybe I need to adjust the calibration and adjust things. But it looks like we're actually doing quite well now. This is going to be potentially a half decent orbit, and we've still got a good amount of fuel left. So it'd be nice to kick our second stage with an extra burn from the first stage if we have enough fuel. Don't think we will. But once we get to about 75 kilometers, I'm just going to dial back that engine. We're at 73 kilometers in max height. There's 75, 77, okay, and near enough 80. Okay. So I think what we'll do now is we will use our reaction wheels, if we can, to try and slowly turn the craft the right way. Bill liked the stream on Facebook. Hi, Bill. There we go. And once we get a little bit higher, we're just going to push that engine. In fact, we're going to start now. Because I want to try and get us into an orbit. Whoa, it's a little bit unstable, actually. But it could also just be my piloting. Right, we're in space, full throttle. Full throttle. use the rest of this fuel to try and get something close to an orbit. This stage is probably going to come back down. Although, looking at this, the periapsis is coming right out. Hang on a second, we're going to have to slow down. We might actually use too much fuel. Okay, we've probably got really wonky orbit, but we've got a... Well, actually, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Let's try using this fuel to just straighten things out a little. Oh, back a bit, back a bit. We're just trying to push it so that our periapsis and Acropolis are both in space. And I think we're about to do that with the last bit of fuel that we've got. Yep, there we go. So now I've got almost a problem in that we've actually got an orbit. The booster's not going to burn up in the atmosphere. The booster's going to end up going back and staying in orbit forever. Mike's here. Hey Mike, nice to catch you live again. Hope your computer is fixed. Yeah, the main computer is all fixed up and running. Job's a good one. It's 9 o'clock, so the subscribers are getting their bonus. Disconnect the booster while it's on full throttle. I don't know. I mean, I'll discard it. I'll discard it. It's fine. So, what we need to do now is shoot for the moon. So, that's the moon there. Which means we need to wait until we're roughly in orbit over here. So I don't have any sort of maneuver nodes, so I'm just going to have to speed up and slow down time and do this manually. Okay. So I'm going for an intercept towards the top of the screen. Yeah, let's keep going just a little bit. There, okay, let's try that. So, first things first, let's try and get this prograde. So, tiny bit of engine power, and because the engine power is so much better than reaction wheels for turning this thing around. Whoa, 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 whoa. There. There's prograde. The SAS system's not doing very well. I think we've actually managed to twist the vehicle as well, so it's now on one of its sides. Electrical charge is running down, but we should be alright. I don't know, actually. No, I think that's right. That is right. Yeah, we're the right way round. Okay, so we're now prograde. He says. Come on. Just get on that marker. Perfect. Full throttle. Stage. And stage again. Here we go. So the first stage is there in orbit around Kerbin. I don't know about you guys, but the graphics look amazing to me. Do you have solars this time? Yep, we've got solar panels. They're on the top and bottom though, which isn't the best place for it to be, but never mind. And we're heading for the moon. We're doing quite well actually. We're burning out nicely. Fuel is looking alright. I wouldn't want to have to land with this amount of fuel. Okay. Let's get ready to stop that burn. Slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. Right. So we haven't got an intercept with the moon by the looks of it. Should show us if we do have an intercept. So I guess we need to make an adjustment. Oh, yes. We do need to make an adjustment. We're wonky. Right. Let's try shifting our orbit this way. Off this node. No? Nothing yet. Right, okay. I'm not going to use all the fuel up here because it's less efficient to do that. I'm going to come to further around in the orbit and we'll see what we can do. So let's fast forward and time warp. There you can see the first stage orbiting Kerbin. Electrical charge isn't great, so we probably do need to rotate the aircraft at some point. Right, now we need to try and figure out our intersect. It looks like we've got a pretty good path. We're just not timing it right. So, I wonder... Have I lost control? Limited probe control. I.e. no probe control. No signal. Oh no. I think we actually just went too far away. Do we need an antenna to be able to control the probe? I mean, we can open the bay. Okay, let's see what happens if we fast forward for a little while. We go away from Kerbin. There's the moon. So how close do we ever get to the moon? That's the question. It will come back to Kerbin. It looks like we're going to end up being very close. What's the map say? Okay, so we're nearly at the... So we're early. We were early. We missed it because we were early. Look how much we're going to miss it by. Oh, no, we're not. Oh, no. We didn't have control. Did we have control? No probe control, ComNet path. So we didn't have probe control. So we did actually get an encounter with the moon. I did it right. That's going to be a world first milestone. Nice. Okay. So let's bring this probe back. Yeah, I think I need satellites to make the network or something. But we actually got a kick from the moon, so now our periapsis is out at 1,000,000 meters. So I'm going to go around one more time, and when we get here, we'll burn to bring that back. We're going to do a hard re-entry on this. It should come back to Kerbin, but we were doing all right until we got a kick from the moon. Right, have I got no probe control? Oh, so I don't have a choice. I have to do it at the other end. Oh, this is risky. Come on, we must get probe control sooner or later. No probe control. ComNet path. We too far out? Oh no. Oh no, we've lost another probe. Yeah, it's stuck there until it hits the moon or something. Okay, let's go back to the Space Center. If you put an ComSat in high Kerbin orbit, it would be best for Moon and Minimus missions. Right, let's make one. I don't think it's a power problem. I think it was a satellite link problem. I think it's gonna run out of power eventually. Okay, let's change this science vessel into a satellite. So we don't need the heat shield. We don't need to disconnect the second stage. We don't need the science bay. We're going to put more solar panels on it, because why not? We'll take all the science out. And we don't need the re-entry chutes at all. So this is actually going to be Kerbin Sat 1, KS1. Right, so how communications. Right, let's have a look. Cargo part, data transmitter, antenna type direct, rating 50k, requires electrical charge. Okay, high gain antenna, antenna type relay. That's what we want. We need this is a cargo part. Yeah, so we need a relay part there. What's that? Has that one got relay? Direct. So we need a high gain antenna. Oh my goodness, how many high gain antennas do we need? Let's actually just put 2 on it. There we go. Presumably they can rotate round and the direction of pointing doesn't matter. I am going to rotate them though. There we go. 2 should be enough. Oh dear. Right, let's retract the antennas. And we'll put them here. Oh, actually no, that works quite nicely. So actually this is Kerbal Sat 1. It probably wants to be Com Sat 1. Here we go. I made an R2D2. R2D2. Yeah, well, let's get this into a high Kerbal orbit. I think this rocket is probably overkill to do that. But you know what? It's nice. Your voice is so energetic. It is after I've had enough sleep. Sometimes I'm tired and woozy. Right then. So as far as I'm aware, this will be fine. This is going to be ComSat 1, and it will give us... The thing is, do I need 2? Do I need 1 on each side of Kerbin in like I don't know. Yeah. I suppose I could put... Yeah, I am British. I could put less fuel on the upper stage. Yeah, I think I'm going to need a couple of them. Yeah, okay, well, here we go. ComSat 1. ComSat 1 with plenty of it. So, direct line of sight, yeah. There's a few places on... I think there's 3 places on Kerbin that do the links. So I think 2 would be okay. Maybe we can get one. Should we try and put one in a polar orbit? That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Anyway, here we go. ComSat 1. Our first communication satellite. You know what? When I did my Let's Play series, I don't think you needed to do this. It wasn't a thing. What's this game about? It's about space and stuff. Right, we're going to do a night launch. Actually, if the other satellite has power, we might be able to bring it back still. Because we put the comsat up there, regain communications, put it in a retrograde and bring it back. So we might actually be able to do that. So here we go, folks. We are in flight mode. You can see my flight stick. Let's get ready for a night launch. I think this is our first night launch of the series. So SAS on, throttle to maximum, and launch. Yep, here we go. 3, 2, 1, launch. Okay, so we've got a nice smooth getaway there. It's actually quite exciting to put the communication satellites in orbit. And we'll do a cleanup operation later where I'm just going to abandon some of the other rockets. Throttling down to 2/3 power for this part of the journey. Actually, we're going to go throttle down to half power. Yeah. It's still good fun. We're still going a bit fast, but we're going to be losing the side boosters soon. 1/3 power on the main engine. It conserves fuel. We need to keep power on the main engine because that's got that's where most of our swivel comes from the gimbal on that. We're getting out the thicker parts of the atmosphere now, so I'm going to try and start our manoeuvre. Okay, we'll jettison them. And... whoa, what's going on? It's like I moved the joystick just a tiny bit and it just wasn't interested. It's okay though, we're recovered. We're throttling up nicely. Let's get our manoeuvre nodes up into orbit. Here we go. We're almost certainly going to have enough fuel for... oh, we've got so much fuel. This was designed to send a probe to the moon. We can get a satellite in orbit. Come on, ComSat 1. Here we go. Eking it over slightly. I mean, ideally I'd like to leave as much fuel on the satellite as possible because it gives room for like maneuvering and stuff. But we have got so much fuel in this. I think we're going to be fine. This is going quite well actually for a night launch. I would like to have put lights on it just so it looked nice. Have you ever accidentally crashed 2 satellites? No, I haven't done that yet, Brandon. Yet. Okay, we nearly got this in space. We want this into quite a high orbit. So we're just going to keep burning and boosting at this angle. We've got plenty of fuel. I don't know what sort of orbit we're going for here, but I think maybe we can do maybe a parking orbit. I can't believe it. Hellish is playing KSP and doing it quite well. It's sometimes things don't go wrong though; they just get interesting. I'm going to try and get this into an orbit at around 100k. Yeah, you'd have to be quite deliberate to get 2 satellites to crash into each other. Okay, let's see what our orbit looks like at the moment. Okay. So you can see the various ground stations there. We've got all the visualizations turned on. We've got a direct connection to the Space Center. We've got 100%. So I think before we go any further... we're going to extend the antennas. Both of them. Because if I don't do that, and that's the reason why we lose signal, I'll be very annoyed. And we're going to now use the rest of the first stage fuel to try and get a nice orbit. So... I'm going to try and keep us in a 100-100 orbit. There's orbit. We've got an orbit. And maybe 100, maybe not the best. I built a Concorde, yeah, in the Back to the Future train. Yes. Ah, they were just good fun though, weren't they? They never worked properly. Oh, the Concorde worked really well, actually. And I did put a bungalow on the moon. The thing is that I don't know all the exact things in the way to do stuff. I just over-engineer everything. Right, let's try... Let's have a look at our situation here. Are we... Where's our... There's the TR6. So the TR6 has a direct line of sight with this satellite right now. So can we actually control the TR6? Space Center. It was a charity stream, yes. J-Bay. What do you see and what do you know? I see a lot of things and I know very little. Wow. Oh, whoa. What the... What on earth are these? Oh, they're the things that they want me to do. I'm not doing that. Right, can we get to the TR6 and fly it now? No probe control. Yeah, we ran out of electrical charge. Oh no! The solar panel is perfectly aligned to not receive the charge from the sun. Oh, not again. How can I do that twice? I'm going to try Vauxhall Tycoon sometime soon. Right, okay. Let's get this communications probe into the right place. So, ComSat, fly. Okay, here we go. So this is going to look more like a satellite soon. So it's currently here. Yes, okay. So if I burn... I'm just going to try and get the satellite to be in a bit more of a appeasable position. Nope, that's not the way I wanted it to go. Hang on a second. Here we go, here we go, here we go. The idea is to push one out as the other one goes in. And we want it when it gets to 100. That's where we're going to park it. Right, periapsis. Where's our periapsis? Oh, we've just went past it. I mean, I guess I could just do it with these nodes. So if we go... Just turn it round, just doing some adjustments, get it into a good orbit. The antenna is built into the probe's command pods. It should be enough to communicate from Kerbin to the moon. Any further and you'll definitely need relays and additional antennas. Oh, that's not a problem. Right, okay. Oh, I just went past the point I thought I was trying to go to? Yeah, I did. Did you extend the solars on the relay aircraft? I haven't got solar panels that can extend, Brandon. I've only got the flat ones, and for the relay aircraft, I put them all the way around. Okay, here we go. Whoa, what's going on here? Put a bit of weird motion up. Okay. So what I'm doing now is I'm just trying to get this into a better orbit. And let's bring up the information here. So you can see that we are actually slowly losing power when we've got the SAS in action, I think. But overall, we're doing okay. So is this the right node that I want to burn on? I'm not 100% sure. Let's find out. Yes, it is. Okay, here we go. So I'm just trying to even out the orbit slowly. So I want it to be 100, 100, like the highest point of the orbit and the lowest point of the orbit wants to be 100. That's not working. I think I'm going the wrong way. Yep, I'm going the wrong way. See, one of the cheat things, well, not cheat things you can do is turn the SAS off while you're flipping it round, because then that won't use power. Okay, here we go. SAS back on. Okay, here we go. So I should be raising one up and one going down. That's the wrong way again. Okay, here we go. I will get this right. It'd be really nice if we had the advanced... what do you call it? The advanced... Come on. Just doing little engine pulses here to try and swivel me into position. The probe itself is actually completely full of fuel, so if we wanted to change this later, we can do. There we go. See, that's doing the opposite of what I wanted it to. I think. Okay, let's try and do a little burn. Yeah, that's definitely doing the opposite of what I wanted it to. My gracious. I'm trying to twist the orbit. I'm not trying to put more or less into the orbit. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Look, we've got 109 and 105. If I keep doing little bursts like this, we'll end up with an orbit that's quite even. You know what? 110 and 103. I'm happy with that. That's within a good margin of error. Jobs are good, and let's jettison everything. And by jettison everything, I mean just jettison the lower stage. Fuel, and we'll turn that engine on. We'll stage the engine, and then actually what we'll do is we'll just shut down the engine. Just so I don't do anything silly. So there we go. We've got our first relay sat in orbit. ComSat. So if we go now to the tracking station, we will be able to do that. So let's see, what objects have we got in space? We've got the SJ1, which I can't remember what that is. What is it? Oh, it's the science one. Is it? Oh yeah, this is the probe that I made to transmit science, and it can't. Because it hasn't got enough battery. So the SJ1, we're going to retire that. We're gonna decommission that. This is it, folks. Before we put more satellites into orbit, we're actually gonna terminate SJ1. We don't need that. TR4 is orbiting Kerbin. That's no good. I think the only thing we want to keep is ComSat 1, because everything else is had it, hasn't it? I'm right, aren't I, everybody? The only thing we need is ComSat 1, right? Okay, what's the difference between... Oh, that's a probe and that's a relay. Egg says not sure. Well, the debris, we almost certainly don't want the debris. Yes, I'm right. Okay. So we'll terminate TR4. We'll terminate TR6 was meant to be our moon probe, but it's dead. We'll terminate... Can I terminate the debris? Yep. Comsat debris. There we go. So we are left with one communication satellite. Okay, let's get a second satellite up. And the best time to launch it, I think, will be when our satellite gets almost on the opposite side, but not quite. We'll do an exactly same launch. We'll get it on the other side. And, or should we do 3? No, we'll do 2. And then we'll try one in a polar orbit. Yes. Consat 2 coming soon. Okay, so let's... Is that the Kerbal Space Center? Yeah, it is. Okay. So, just a tiny bit of fast forwarding. And I think we'll do it from there. It's not going to be perfect, but I think it's going to be close. Now, the problem is... I don't think... Yeah, I didn't save the ship. So we're going to load that and just check it over. Final thrust, yep. Stage, yep. Don't want to open you. Okay, here we go. Thrust to weight ratio is all looking good. Stage all looking good. Service bay with the core, the power, and the reaction wheels is all good. So this is the ComSat, which we'll save. Really, it should be... Can I delete... This is like the Mark 1 version of the ComSat. So let's save that. And then... I didn't actually put Mark 1. Mark 1. Save. Then I can delete ComSat. ComSat Mark. And then when we launch this, we change it from ComSat Mark 1 to just before we launch ComSat 2. There we go. Will you attempt a geostationary communication satellite in the future? At some point in the future, yes, I will. JB says, my GPU is faulty and now I have to wait for the replacement, but GPUs are very scarce right now because everyone is mining. That's true. It's a pain. Buy Hellish's 1070. I am planning on selling a 1070. Right. We didn't go to building mode. We weren't at building mode for long enough. Okay, so we're looking at another night launch, and as long as I don't do anything daft, I think we should be okay. Let's just have a look at the map. So we're launching from here, and our ComSat is on the other side of the planet. Looking at its angle of incidence, I think it might be better to have it slightly further out, but we'll see. Yeah, okay, I think we're about ready to launch. Let's give it a go. We're eyeballing this, folks. So, SAS on, throttle to maximum, and 3, 2, 1, launch. See, when we started today's live stream, I didn't realise we was going to lose communications. So it's a nice little extra challenge to get some communication satellites up there. And then try and get to the moon. I suppose our moon rocket, we should probably put some relay antennas on them so that we can try and pick up the signals and stuff. I don't know. Okay, I'm throttling down to 1/3 power until those solid boosters are gone. We're coming up to 4 kilometers. Not going to start turning yet. I think at about 10 kilometers I'm going to start turning. There's 6 kilometers and our speed is fantastic. Makes me wonder if you could put a solid ring of antenna around the planet, says Brandon. You don't need to. Right, there's 9 kilometers. Let's start going over and drop those boosters. I'm going to put fine controls on. I'm going to turn fine controls off. We fell over too far. Okay, fine controls are back on now. Throttle back up to maximum. We need to try and keep this right on the nose. Hopefully we can get this into a better orbit, easier and quicker than the last one. Comsat 1's just about to come round the other side of the planet, so I think we're okay. Yeah, you're basically thinking of Starlink, aren't you? Okay, let's have a look and see what the situation is. Yeah, we're doing alright. Continuing to burn at a high throttle. This game makes me feel like Hellish might enjoy Space Engineers, says Brandon. You know what? It's on my list of games to try. I would love to do Space Engineers. Maybe it's something me and the Viewer Plus people could have a go at some time. Right, let's bring ourselves over some more. We're in the thinner parts of the atmosphere now, so we can just swing the vehicle round. I'm sure it's fine. It's good in multiplayer. Yeah, I'd imagine that Space Engineers is a game that is much better in multiplayer than it is in single player. Right then. We are looking okay at the moment. We're about to start coming to the point where we're going to be coming out the atmosphere. Where's our other satellite? Our other satellite is almost exactly opposite us. So these two are pretty good at the minute. Would this game be viable in multiplayer? There's a multiplayer mod, J-Bay, but I don't think it's brilliant. It works. Okay, we're gonna stop burning there until we get higher up. Above the line says I want to get a proper, powerful, custom-made gaming computer. All that I can remember from the specs, it has 3TB SSD and the latest NVIDIA RTX graphics card. I've gone for 2TB SSDs on mine, and I've got 6TB of other storage, like hard drive storage. Right, okay, let's be a little bit more smart about this. Before we get too far, let's deploy the antennas again. Extend antenna. Extend antenna. Apparently Kerbal Space Program 2 is still coming. Whether it's going to be this year or not, I have no idea. Right, okay, so because of the weight of our craft, I think I would just love to be able to follow the prograde on this, but I can't. Okay, look at that. That is a relatively good orbit. Okay, let's try and circularize that orbit now. We're pretty much doing it on the node, but we're losing a little bit. I think we're okay. Oh, this is going to be a good one. Slowing down more. Gentle. Okay, which way is it gone? I think this way. Let's see if I can swing this one round a little bit. I can. Oh, look at... Oh, well, 101 and 109 kilometers. And we're almost perfectly opposite the other comm satellite. That is fantastic. Both of them have got slight wobbles in the orbits. And there is a point at which those orbits cross, but they shouldn't ever meet up with each other. So I think we're good. I think we've managed to get that pretty good. So what we need to do now is I need to stage to disconnect. There we go. Throttle is off, so I'm going to stage again, just so that final stage is enabled, and we're going to shut that engine down just so I don't accidentally have any mistakes. and we're good. That is another satellite up in orbit. Let's go to the tracking station. So now here at the tracking station, we can get rid of this debris because it's going to be flying around forever. And we've got ComSat 1 and ComSat 2. Now, will the ComSats give me enough communications to get them to the moon? Or to Minmus? I need to look that up. How far away is the moon? 11 million meters. Okay, so I need to look at the distance that that particular piece of equipment gets us. So communications, that's command and control. What's that red circle? It's a contract, Brandon, not one that we've got. Okay, here we go. I don't know. Based on the information there, I have no idea whether this is long enough. It can do it far enough. Tell you what, let's give it a go and find out. So let's open our TR6. We're going to upgrade our TR6 in a couple of ways. Firstly, we're going to put the we're going to put more solar panels on it, and then we're going to put a high gain antenna on it, just one. Yeah. There we go. So I think we'll be alright with that. The only thing is that we do detach this bottom segment, but that's only when we're about to come in for landing. We should have enough power, right? I mean, maybe if I just have like one solar panel up here. Or we can have maybe one on the trunk section. You ever play Robot Arena? You build your own battle robot against another one. Yeah, I think I have, JB, actually. Right. There we go. I think we're ready. So let's just check the staging. That's all good. And then the first stage, the side boosters go. Then the first stage decouples. Second stage engine goes. We decouple the last. The parachutes are all together. They don't want to be. So we want the drogue chutes first and then main chutes. Right. Let's try and do a fly past to the moon. I'm going to save this as the TR6 and we'll go out there with it and we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Right, let's go with another night launch. Why not? SAS on, throttle to maximum. This one is very similar, but we'll see. Put some solar on the top bit. I don't think that'll go well. I think it will do it's really bad for aerodynamics. But let's give this a go. We should be fine. I think we should be fine. Here we go. Let's see if we can get a flyby of the moon and bring it back again. Okay. Nice gentle launch as normal. Just make the entire craft out of solar panels. I'm sure it'd be fine, said Brandon. Yeah, well, I mean, we have got a high part limit now, haven't we? Okay, once we get past 100 meters per second, I'm going to start the process of starting to slowly throttle back. Solar panel only run. There we go. Throttling back some more. And we're pretty much just coasting on those side boosters now. Minimum throttle on the middle to help with the SAS. And those boosters usually go just before we start our turn. We're going to get ready to start our turn a little bit earlier, I think. Here we go. We're going to start nudging our turn. Boosters are about to get dropped. Rocket engines gently coming up. We're going to use fine controls for this time. We've picked up some rotation, but I can fix that easily. Okay, so we went slightly off course, but we're not doing too bad. And now, full burn. Okay, I think if I'd have turned the throttle up, that would have gone a lot better. That wasn't great. Joystick camera. Why is the joystick camera not working? Joystick camera should work. It's not on. Is it broken? Let's try swapping and going back again. Ooh. Let's try resetting it, see if that helps. It's not working, it's broken. I'll have to sort that out in a minute when I'm not trying to fly a rocket. I don't know what's happened to the camera. It seems to think it's working, but it's not actually showing anything, so we'll fix that very soon. We're burning, but we're not actually getting very far very quickly. I think it's because I throttled down quite later on, but oh well, never mind. Yeah, we're fighting the curve here. This is not good. Oh, this is very bad. I mean, it's a good job it's only a flyby. We're still in the lower atmosphere and we're still trying to accelerate. I mean, we're still in the upper atmosphere. Okay, I think we're pretty much getting there now. Okay, at least we're going to get into space. Before we get any further out there, let's open up this antenna. Fantastic. Let's fast forward slightly to... Are we in space? Yep, we're in space now. Okay. Isn't there any communication? If there isn't any communication networks, then how do they send emails about your missions? I have no idea. Maybe the emails can go through on a like a dial-up line or something. Okay, we're pushing that orbit out too far too fast. We're actually right between ComSat 2 and ComSat 1, so whilst we're in low orbit, we can't see. I don't think we can't see either satellite at the moment. Via telephone poles. Yeah, maybe telephone, Brandon. Okay, whilst we're floating here, let's just see. Room cam. Activate. Done. Yeah, everything's turned on my side, so I think the camera's probably broken or something. Never mind. Never mind. We're gonna have to just do it without for a little while. Okay. Let's try and push ourselves into an orbit now. Circularize this. And try and follow that prograde marker. Whoa, steady. Okay, we did it. We're in orbit. We're in orbit. The craft is spinning wildly, but we're fine. It'll be alright. It'll be okay. Okay, so now we need to try and get to the moon like we did before, but now actually have some control about the whole thing. Wow, look at the relay network going on there. Cool. And hopefully we continue to have control of that. So switching scenes and switching back again. I wonder if I can disconnect the webcam. If I can find the cable. I don't know. Right, hang on a second, folks. Just going under the desk. See if we can get this working. Oh, I think I can see the cable I need. Okay. Physical disconnect of the cable. Let's see if with a disconnect of the cable and then a reset of the camera on the software side of things. We did it! It's working! Okay. There we go. Right, so there's our craft orbiting Kerbin. So it's still the TR6. We need to wait until it's about down here. So we're going to fast forward now. What are we on now? I don't know. Whoa, steady. And right, okay. We need to burn prograde at almost exactly this amount of time. So that's retrograde. Let's turn the craft round. We'll use up the last of this fuel. Here we go. Quick. Whoa! And the craft's SAS on would have been a nice idea. At least now with the SAS on and this small craft, I know it's difficult for you guys to see because we're in the dark, but I can easily get back onto my prograde marker because the reaction control wheel systems with a smaller craft just gives me so much control. Okay, there we go. So we're going to push our orbit out and hopefully get a nice flyby of the moon, do some science and bring it back and not lose communication. That would be nice. We're certainly pushing ourselves out in roughly the right direction. Yeah, I quite like the relay stuff. Don't they dial up from sundial? Sundial. Oh my goodness. Right, looks like we are going to hit the orbit quite nicely, so let's start throttling down. The further out you go, the faster it accelerates out, so we want to get this as close as possible with a small amount of overlap. Now you can see I've actually have I undershot that orbit? We're clipping under. So we actually need to go either to the normal or the anti-normal. So I think this is the anti-normal. Don't quote me. Let's give that a burn. I didn't look right. Let's see. No, it's going the wrong way. Let's turn the craft round. Whoa! Right, here we go. I'm almost certain doing a burn here. Why won't it stay there? Come on. I installed reaction control wheels for a reason. There you are, look. So we can do a burn there to bring our orbit up. The only problem is it pushes it out a good distance. But that is a much better intersect. So I guess now let's do a little retrograde burn because we've ended up pushing out too far. Turn the craft the right way round as well. just narrows down there. Okay, let's see if A, we actually get an intersect with the moon, and B, whether we lose communications with our satellite. So electrical charge is all looking good. Let's turn the SAS system off. We don't need that right now. That just uses power for no reason whatsoever. And let's just increase time a little bit. So the TR6 second stage is now leaving Kerbin. You can see we've got some communications with some things. Now we've got long range comms with something. So far we're doing good on that. So the long range antenna is keeping in touch with Kerbin and the comsats. So maybe we didn't need the comsats. Maybe we just needed the relay antenna on there. We didn't need the comsats. I suppose the comsats help us for anything without relay antennas and all sorts of other things later on. But that's fine. I think we're actually losing signal with the comsats. Or is it just showing us a different colour because it's not a direct link? Don't know. Okay then, let's fast forward a little bit and see if we get an encounter with the moon. So hopefully, probably just on the way back from this, the moon should catch up with us. So here we go. So we go out past the moon's orbit, and I'm hoping somewhere around here the moon's going to just swing round as we turn this corner, and we'll just end up in the moon's sphere of influence. I'm not sure if we're going to do it. The path will change if we get an encounter. We should. Yep, there we go. Oh, it's not a good encounter though. At the moment, we're going to crash into the moon. Nuts. We need to do something about this. What about... Oh, hang on. SAS on, please. There we go. Here's me trying to control the craft. And I haven't got SAS on, so it's all going absolutely crazy. Let's try a small burn like this. Oh yeah, that's going to do it. That's going to do it. That's going to bring us out so we don't crash. 38 kilometers? Near as 40 as we're going to do. Yes! Fantastic. Okay, so now we need to get close to the moon and do our science. Let's try and not fly past it too quickly this time. I think I'm starting to get the hang of a lot of this stuff. The only thing is we're definitely going to get an upwards kick from this intercept with the moon. So what our orbit's going to be like when we get out past the moon, I have no idea. So yeah, we're going to get a gravity assist here. Hopefully we don't slingshot this probe into the sun or something ridiculous like that. And I don't have the warp to here functionality or anything like that at this early stage of the game. This is only the third live stream. I keep forgetting that. Okay, here we go. We're pretty close to the moon now. Now we are in the dark, so we're going to have to be careful. If I do like observe the mystery goo, it's not going to take power to observe it. We can keep the experiment. Log the pressure data. So the instrument reads 0 as if it was a vacuum. Or do you think it's a vacuum? Log the temperature. And we've collected the temperature. So we while in space near the moon. So in space near the moon. That's where we are right now. So we've done all those three. Now we need to do a materials survey. Keep the experiment. We will close the doors though. We'll close these doors and there we go. Probe round the moon. The only problem is now we've got to get it back. So let's just time warp until we get out of the sphere of influence of the moon. Here we go. We're about to leave the moon. Whoa, let's have a look at our orbit. So I said we was going to get a kick from that, didn't we? Oh, we've got a high inclination there. Well, relatively high compared to what it was. And a periapsis, which is 1.1 million meters. But we can easily sort that out. So what we'll do is we'll time... Oh, we're going to get a second intercept with the moon. No, we're not. For a minute, I thought we was going to get a second one. Doesn't matter about the angle we're coming in at. It's the distance which is important. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a burn prograde to bring our periapsis in. So, no, retrograde, sorry. Retrograde. What am I talking about? Prograde. It's a load of rubbish. Right, here we go. Get on that mark. A little burn. To bring that in. Now I need to be careful because I'm using such minimal throttle, but because I'm doing it out there at the furthest point, it makes the biggest difference. We got so much fuel. We want to do this so that we just touch the atmosphere. So if at any point during this mission we run out of fuel, we guarantee to get home. Somehow, one way or another. Okay, we're getting close. Just the smallest bits of touching now. 88, 85, 80, 77, 72, 60. There's 60. Let's go 55. 57, 6, 5. There we are, 55. Whew. Right then. I think we're doing alright. We're doing alright. Okay then, let's warp to see if we can get back again. Here we go. So we're going to actually start getting close to atmosphere. So we'll need to keep an eye on the probe. Unfortunately, I think most of this maneuver is going to be in the shade of the planet. So we're going to have to keep an eye on our electrical charge. In theory, though, the charge can just come back up again. And we'll be alright. So let's get this thing in a nice... Why? What's going on? Why can't I turn the SAS? Oh, we're still time warping. I thought we'd lost connections or something then. SAS is on. Let's put our bottom into the wind. Let's have a look. Do we need to do a little bit more time warping? Yeah, we could do. Okay. Until we touch the atmosphere, which will be around here. There we go. So we're actually just skimming the very top of the atmosphere. We put our bum right into the wind, maximum power. And see how... Oh, look at this. Look at this. We're bringing the orbit right down. Might even land back... No, we're not going to land back at the Space Center. I think we're getting close to actually getting too low. Because look at this. We're going to get 48 kilometers out. So I think what we'll do is we'll fast forward, skimming through the top of this atmosphere and see what that does for us for a little while. Look at that. We're right near ComSat 1. It's only... I have no idea how far away from us it is. But we have a link to it. We have a link to ComSat 1. We're still skimming through the thicker atmosphere. I want to get a little bit higher because I don't want us just to drop in at a really fast angle. Oh my goodness, look at that. Let's get our bum into the wind. There we go. We're all right now. Maybe this antenna, we should fold it back in. Almost definitely fold that antenna back in. Right, what's the situation? Okay. I was gonna say I'd get a little higher, but we're all right. You was wondering what the burning would be like? Yeah, I was a little low. I came in a little low. Really, 55 is too low, I think, in my opinion. I was feeling a bit nervous about running out of fuel, and I shouldn't have been. Okay, so we're just gonna keep going until we're almost out the atmosphere, and then we'll do another burn. There we go. Right, let's see if we can bring this down a little bit more. I don't like the way this is looking. Let's see if we can even it out. We need to make sure I'm facing the right way. Whoa! Come on. Let's get... Whoa! SAS system's a bit feisty. Well, we're coming down, that's for sure. Let's just raise that periapsis up. Just above 64. Bring it round a little bit more. And then now we'll do a retrograde burn. Just to move things round and neaten it up. There we go. We've got a 64 and 150. That for me is about right. So we're going to complete the rest of this lap. And then we'll end up back in the atmosphere. And this is going to be our entry burn. Well, not our entry burn. That was our entry burn. But we're preparing the next bit. That's what we were doing. There's the moon. We went there. We're trying to bring some science back. Apparently we've got no science stowed in storage containers. Let's turn the aircraft around before we hit the atmosphere. That'd be great. Okay. Pretty sure we should be able to just skim all the way through this one. Until we land. It'd be great if we land at the Space Center, wouldn't it? I don't think it's going to happen, but it would be great. Okay, let's have a look. What's the situation here? So... I'm not 100% sure whether this is going to be enough for this round. So I will just throttle up. Just momentarily. There we go. Keep the air... Whoa! Forgot we was under time acceleration. It's not a good idea to turn the aircraft around when we're in time acceleration. Also means that hopefully we should come out of the dark side of the planet and we should have a daytime landing, which would be nice. One of the main reasons it'd be nice is because fuel. That's important. Just a slight adjustment on the stick there, just to make sure. Let's get that right. There we go. We've got a tiny bit of fuel left. I mean, we're coming in, but it's just a matter of how nicely we're coming in. Oh, we're going to get a sunrise before we come down. There it is. There's the beautiful sunrise. Okay. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Our periapsis is going to the other side of the planet. And our apoapsis is coming up to meters. So we are now at our highest point. This is a point of no return now. And in theory, it's, to me at the moment, it's looking like potentially the desert is where we're going to come down. But the game has just decided we're on our final descent. I agree. SAS system is on. Let's try and point this thing perfectly in the direction we're travelling. It doesn't matter if some of the solar panels blow up on re-entry. Oh, that's a good point. Re-entry. We don't need the bottom stage. Right, we need to stage. Here we go, folks. We're going to get rid of the booster that took us to the moon and back again. And we're going to... Then we'll have a heat shield. There we go. Goodbye, second stage. That's actually doing quite well. It's disappearing. Right. Heat shield. I forgot we had a heat shield on this. There we go. Right. What's our landing zone looking like at the moment? Oh, yes. It is heading towards the desert, but I don't know if we're going to drop short. Yeah, we're almost certainly going to drop short of the desert. Maybe even in the water in front of the desert. Okay. Bit of fast forwarding. Here we go. Ablator is looking fine. Electrical charge also good. I did leave one solar panel. Where's the sun? The sun's directly above us. So ideally, we want... Whoa, whoa. Slow down, slow down, slow down. What is that burning up? I'm not sure what that is burning up, but I'm just putting us back where we need to be. And I've also put the solar panel pointing upwards now. So we can actually... Really, a solar panel, you'd think the heat from re-entry would just burn it off. But it doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah, we've just missed the desert. So we're either going to get the shores in front of the desert or a splashdown. So we'll see where they go. The antenna... Was it the antenna that was burning? I think maybe it is. Okay. It seems to be that if I just make sure that the angle is correct, we're okay. It is a big crater. Right, 43 kilometers up. Still traveling at over 2 kilometers a second. Ablator at 188, so we're fine. Just a couple of minor adjustments. Power, good. Ablator, good. Height, 40 kilometers. And now we're really starting to slow down. Not really pulling any G's yet. I must remember that I need to open that service bay to deploy the drogue chutes. Struggling to keep this thing level now as we pass the 2 kilometer mark. 35 kilometers up. That was 2 kilometers a second I was talking about. G-forces are now coming up to 1G. 1G of deceleration. Or should I say deceleration? It's acceleration, but in a negative aspect. 1.5 kilometers a second sidewards we're going at the moment. Just trying to keep the craft steady, which is relatively straightforward. 1 negative G. Yeah, we're actually at 2 Gs now. We're at 2 Gs. It's getting worse. We're 25 kilometers up. And here come... at some 2.5 Gs. And we're coming up to 3 Gs now. But this is where we're going to start slowing down. And the deceleration is going to drop off. Yeah, we are going to hit the ocean just before. And I think we're going slow enough. No, we're not going slow enough yet. I'm not going to open that service bay just yet. We're still 16 kilometers up. It'd be nice to reach some sort of terminal velocity. Let's turn the SAF system off and we might be okay. No, we're not okay. I think we're pretty close to a terminal velocity now, so we're going to open those bay doors. I would like to have had that on an action group, but I don't have the ability to do that. 9 kilometers up, so we're not going to deploy drogues just yet. Drogues I'm going to start activating at 6, and they should open at, I think, 5? But we're coming in pretty fast now. Coming downwards at 200 meters per second. There's the drogues out. They'll inflate shortly. Hopefully. Come on, drogues. Slow us down. They are slowing us down quite nicely, actually. 100 meters per second, and we're still only 3 kilometers up. Did they open up at the 2 kilometer mark? I can't remember. Yeah, oh, okay. 2.5 kilometers they open up. Well, now we've got chutes out, we can turn the SAF system off. We don't need that. The ablator did fine. The ablator did a good job. And we'll just fast forward and get ready to drop main chutes. Probably about 500 meters up. It's a little late for main chutes, but we're going down quite slowly. 23 meters per second. That is quite slow. So here we go. Get ready, get ready, get ready. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and main chutes. They open up immediately. Flip the craft round. Oh dear. I mean, we may as well leave the drogue chutes hanging out, but let's fast forward now until we land. I think that's a very successful mission there. So actually that's not just one successful mission, that's 3 successful missions. We've got 2 communication satellites in orbit now, and both of them have loads of fuel on. In fact, I bet I could take one of those communication satellites and put it in orbit around the moon if I wanted to. And I'd never even bothered putting a polar orbit one in, but here we go. Plop. Fantastic. Let's recover that vessel. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Look. World's first milestone. Parameter complete. Return a trip from the moon. Yes. Recover the vessel. That should be the contract complete as well, I believe. So let's have a look. Wow. Oh, fantastic. That is fantastic, DJ Egg. 177 science earned. And we got recovery funds. Wow. We've got $750,000 in the bank account now. That mission, even though it took us pretty much all stream to get it right, has put us in a fantastic position. We can probably upgrade our research and development. And what is it that we need for patch cons in map? Tracking. Basic action groups. Oh, basic action groups are available because I upgraded the vehicle assembly building. Oh, I missed that. Brandon's a scientist. Don't worry. Next week we'll send our Kerbals to the moon, and we won't land them. We'll do a flyby first. Actually, no. What I'll do, I'll do a poll. I'll do a vote on. I'll do it on my Discord at some point over the week. So if you're not on my Discord, come along, because I do all sorts of polls, votes, chats, and we play games and stuff. All sorts of weird things happen on the Discord. It's a great place to hang out. And we're gonna either try and land a probe on the moon or do a flyby with the Kerbals. So we'll see. I can't remember what Jackamak is. Here we go. Let's have a look. So Sixer is our pilot. Nudger is an engineer. Brandon is a scientist. And Lexi is a pilot as well. Yeah, I don't really want to crash them into the moon. But before we finish this time, we should spend our science points. Now, we can't spend our science points in the precision propulsion. I mean, in this third section here. Which would be nice, actually, because then we'd get supersonic flight and other stuff. And more command modules, I think. There's the command pod that we'd probably want to take to the moon. And there's the excursion module as well. So, what do we do? What do we do? Do we pay the money to unlock that? How much is it going to be? Yeah, 451. We've got conducts temperature surveys, explore the moon. So we that's where we orbit the moon. Oh, wow. So we can orbit the moon and return to Kerbin from orbit of the moon. Don't actually have to land. Should we do that quickly? We'll send a probe, orbit the moon, and come back. Do it, they say. It would get us a load of money. We do need the money. Then scientific data from the surface of the moon. We can do that when we send our Kerbals. And... yeah. Right. Let's do that then. So we should be able to do this really easily. So it's the same as what we just sent, except we're not bothered about the science. And I think if we have a better flight up and over, we'll have even more fuel to arrive back quicker. Okay, let's do it. Let's do that. Just checking my messages to see if anything's going on. Nope. Okay, cool. Right then, here we go. Right, SAS on. Throttle to maximum. Orbit of the moon. Let's see if we can get an orbit with and bring the probe back. Yeah, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and... oh, yeah. I think this is going to be close. I don't know if we've got enough fuel on the second stage. You know what? I could have took the science equipment off, and that would have been better. Ah, right, okay, here we go. Throttling back a little. A little more. I need to remember to fully throttle up after our boosters have detached. Because that's where I lose control, because the gimbal doesn't have a great effect if I'm not throttled up. It's going to be fine. Probably. These solid boosters are doing a good job, by the way. So this mission is going to cost us about 13 grand. Maybe, or was it 17? Not a lot, and we should get a lot of money for it.
Probably work.
Okay. Full throttle, drop them gently. Oh, look at that. That is so much better than last time. This will probably work. Thank you, Brandon. That is not too bad at all, actually. That's much better than what it was previously. Yeah, I think we're going to have a lot more fuel. We're going to have a lot more fuel. Couple of YouTube subscribers coming through. So that's another thing with the YouTube subscribers. Is we don't know whether they're actually watching live or whether they're just subscribing on my channel. Okay, here we go. Gonna push the rocket a little bit further. There's our jump to orbit tracking. We're at 40 kilometers up. Fuel has just gone down to about 50% on this first stage. Just trying to keep it steady. Our periapsis is still terrible, but don't worry. Okay, so that's space we've got to. And I don't really want to keep getting higher and higher and higher. So we're just going to coast. That's MECO. Main engine cut off. And we're actually then just going to start that main engine back up again. Now that we're in space, to try and get a relatively circular orbit. It doesn't have to be circular. We've got plenty of fuel to burn. I think we're going to end up with a first stage left in orbit again. Wow, Sixer has 8,700 hellish points. Sixer could actually afford to get 50% off Viewer Plus for 1 month. If he wasn't already a lifetime subscriber, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sixer, for being part of that. Wow, Egg's got more points than Sixer. That's crazy. Right, here we go. We should have, like, targets for how many Viewer Plus subscribers that we have. Okay, that is an orbit. It's a little bit wonky, but it's not too bad. We've got the smallest amount of fuel left. And I'm just going to try and get this right, so we don't have to do any major adjustments. So Beanie Nixon says just sneaking in the top 10 there. Okay, here we go. Full power. Separate. Engine. Go. I love that. I love that when it blasts the other stage away. How do you redeem the discount? I don't know. I can't remember, Brandon. I was going to set up a web page that told people how to do it and all that stuff. But yeah. Yeah, and Streamlabs is hoarding points. Every now and then I just take all the points off Streamlabs. That's how it works. Right, we need enough fuel to actually put ourselves into an orbit. Whoa! Okay. So this time, our orbit is nowhere near as wonky. That's much better. I think we're going to get an intercept there without actually doing anything. Yeah, I need to have a look at the commands and sort it all out. So here we go. Goodbye first stage, you served us well. Hang on a minute. Why? Full probe control. Okay. Let's extend the antenna before we go any further. There we go. Nice little green lines mean that everything is wonderful. I just hope we don't miss the moon. I think we still would have been alright, because I think the Comsat 1 and Comsat 2 would have kept us alive. Got a funny feeling we might miss. It's going to be close. Come on. Yes, okay. It's not a good intercept, but we got an intercept. So let's get ourselves in an orbit and out. And you know what? Actually, with being further out, we could probably just redo that science again. Conduct the survey, because now we're flying high, where last time we wasn't flying high. So that's actually a good thing. Right. Are we close enough? Yeah, this is good enough. Right. Retrograde. So backwards, turn round, turn round, turn round. Oh, hang on, we need to close the doors on that study. Close the doors. Right. Okay. Full throttle. Let's see if this works. These end bits should just bend round into a circle. And as soon as they do, we've achieved our objective. I think. Orbit the moon. Put your vessel in a stable orbit around the moon. Yes, that counts as a stable orbit. Fantastic. Now we just need to get back again. Which is fine. We've got plenty of fuel to do that. And I don't think we're going to get a really bad kick from the moon this time. So now we just need to turn prograde. And do the opposite of what we've just done. Whoa, steady. Steady. Damn, come on. There we go. Push that out until we escape. And probably ought to straighten out that. I don't know whether that's a good idea. We also don't want to hit Minmus by accident. Right, let's see what happens. I have no idea what sort of orbit we're going to end up in. No idea at all. Mark Park, hello? Hello, hello, hello. Right, here we go. Oh, you know what? That's actually quite a good one. That's actually quite good. If I... Yeah, that's less than 500,000 away. So I can actually just bring that back down to... We'll go with 65,000. Yeah, 65 kilometers this time rather than too low. There we go. That's close enough. There we go. We're coming back, ladies and gentlemen. This is a good orbit. This is what happens when you do something and you learn from your mistakes. And you learn from trying and doing, and you have another go. You improve. You do better. That's even a good return orbit by the looks of it. We should just hit the atmosphere. We need to turn around. We're in the very high upper atmosphere, but I'm just going to turn it round so we are pointing retrograde. And hopefully I can just keep burning retrograde. Here we go. Flamey end going. Always fun to watch someone play KSP and play it good. I'm glad you think I'm playing it good. I definitely consider myself a novice. I mean, I don't think I've ever done a successful return journey from a place outside the Kerbin system. Doesn't mean I can't, doesn't mean I won't. But I haven't done it yet. So we'll see. Right, there we go. I'm going to be careful here because we're low on fuel and we've got a little way to go yet. But I don't want to go too slowly. So let's get that antenna in. We don't want that to... Whoa! Forgot we're on time dilation. We're at 4 times speed. Because I want to kind of chase the periapsis. I don't want to end up doing a dive into the ground. Because we're going at over 2 kilometers a second sidewards. Can you even imagine like visualizing something going 2 kilometers a second sidewards? It's ridiculous. Right. There we go. Just going to want to go past there. And we're going to do a little bit more burning just to bring the other side in. There we go. So that's quite even now. So we should just keep skimming through the atmosphere until we get down. I'm going to just bring ourselves a little bit more down. Yeah, I think that'll do. That's perfect. I think we're going to come in a little bit faster than last time, but we don't need the bottom, so we'll get rid of that right away, rather than keeping hold of it like we did before. So let's get some spinning going here. To clarify, that was just for the fun of it. There is no reason at all to spin that. SAS system back on. Oh, let's get ourselves facing the right way. You may or may not know, but when I play games, I like to have a bit of fun.
Fantastic.
I like to have a bit of fun, even if it's just a bit daft sometimes. There we go. We've got a follow. Epic Marcus, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're enjoying it. I think you are. You probably are, because you followed. So that's cool. Remember, if you want to support the channel, if you want to support me, the streams I do, the replacement parts for my computer when it breaks, and all that sort of stuff, the best way to do it is through the Viewer Plus program. So head out to masterhellish.net and check out Viewer Plus. So there we go. And actually the bot just posted that out into the Twitch chat at just the right time. It's always good to do funny and possibly unsafe. Yeah, it is. Okay, so we don't have the sun at the moment for this landing. And I don't know if we're going to have it at all. I mean, I can't even see... Oh, there's the craft. I can only see it because of our glowing bottom. You watch most of the TTD videos? Oh, yeah. We all like to watch a bit of Open TTD sometimes, don't we? I watch a bit of Open TTD sometimes. Sometimes I watch my own videos to remember how to do something, because I knew I did a tutorial on that, but I just can't remember how to do it now. You've got to remember, folks, I'm starting to get older. Starting to get older now. I'm no spring cockerel. Okay, just a small adjustment on our trajectory there as we head in. Looking at the map, we are not going to make a sunrise. Before with this, I think we're actually going to pop this down in the dark. Potentially. Ooh. I don't... Oh, hang on a minute. What's that? Is that the antenna? We are not facing very good. Let's correct that. SAS system is using a bit of power. Now, last time we did this, it came in almost textbook. Ablator's looking okay. Now, last time we did this, though, we came in the daytime. We're coming in at night now, so we don't have the solar panels. Just correcting our trajectory. I would love to have a follow retrograde button, but we need to unlock that, and we can probably do that at the end of this live stream. Well, probably one of the last things we do will be buy the new probe, which is going to allow us to do bigger and better things. Okay, here we go. We're on our final approach. We are definitely coming down at night. We're not going to make it round. Which probe is that? It's the next probe up, Jack. I'll show you when we get there. We are 27 kilometers up and our speed is reducing. We're pulling 2 Gs at the moment. Just correcting. Whoa, steady. Just trying to correct our angle. We're at time warp 1 now, so we're coming in at real time. If you're going like bleeding off your speed slowly around the planet, it can take a while to come in. So I do a bit of time warping. Not the song. Right. There we are. Trying to keep our bum into the wind is actually quite difficult here. The SAS system doesn't seem to be holding it well. I don't know if it keeps moving. Also upgrade the tracking station so when you can. So you can get plan projector. Yes. That'll be something good to have sometime soon. Right. We're slowing down to the point now where I feel safe in opening the service bay doors. And we're 13 kilometers up, so we're going to deploy the drogue chutes and turn off the SAS. So that just keeps us coming down nice and smooth. Oh, we're going to actually land in the desert. Hard to tell. Hard to tell. I'll try and. There we are. You can see it a little bit better if we actually follow the line of the galaxy. 7 kilometers up. Those chutes won't open yet. But we're going slow enough that we can open the main chutes, but we won't do that until we're about 500 meters above the surface. And this should give us a load of money and a load of science, and we're getting ready for the next thing. Above the line says just found a baby squid in Minecraft, but you got to remember, folks, above the line plays Bedrock, I believe, so it's completely different. Yeah, upgrading the tracking station I think is a good idea. I need a drink. Oh, I've got a little bit left. Ah, fantastic. Flavoured water. I just need to clear my throat. Okay, there's the drogues open at 2.5 kilometers. You never really got into career mode. You just use unbreakable joints to launch a few Kerbals into the depths of space. For me, games like this are more... I can have a bit of fun in like sandbox mode. Like in Minecraft, I can have a bit of fun in creative, or I can have a bit of fun in sandbox on this. But really, any sort of long-term fun has to be in some sort of career mode or challenge mode, because yeah, I definitely need that extra challenge. Right, this is really slow now. Let's speed time up. Get ready for the next shoots. Okay. What flavoured? It is flavoured water. So it's peach. It's also carbonated, but that's gone flat. But I don't mind carbonated water going flat. Now the only thing here is that with the chutes the way that they are, we may land on the nose cone rather than the ablator. Can I turn it round? Yeah, the SAS system will let me do that. There you are, look. So when we get a little closer, I'll sort that out. Notice I've got my altimeter set to ground rather than sea level. Okay, let's see if we can bring this vessel round to the point. Oh, well, we just landed gently on our side there anyway. Fantastic. Look at that. So we did a high-level survey around the moon and an orbit and recover the vessel, and that's going to be a million, billion, trillion, squillion science. I don't actually know how much science that's going to be. 126. Fantastic. We even got some funds back from that. And we've got all these contracts and milestones. Explore the moon. We did that contract thing. We got a world first milestone, contract parameters, and the contract completed as well. So let's delete all those messages. And we now have 1 million monies. 1 million, fantastic. So what we're going to do is we're going to upgrade research and development so that we've not got the science limit of 100. We're going to go into science, into the R&D, and we're going to unlock precision engineering because I want that probe. Because this probe is an unmanned command module that can transmit basic data, and it has reaction wheels, an SAS which can hold prograde and retrograde, and that will be very useful for doing smooth landings, easy landings and smooth takeoffs. And it's also just nice to be able to just flip the craft round when you're burning in various different directions. So I'm going to research that now, and that leaves us with 280 science, which we can spend in one of these categories. And if I do my maths correctly, we should have enough to unlock 3 of these categories. So shout out in the chat if you see one of these categories you like. So heavy rocketry to get bigger boosters and side boosters and stuff. Propulsion systems, it gives us little solid fuel boosters and liquid engines and monopropellant tanks. Fuel systems gives the fuel ducts, a drain valve, some adapters, bigger fuel tanks. Advanced construction gives me some nose cones, the protective shells, more connecty bits, and hinges. Aerodynamics gives me the inline cockpit as well as the circular intake and some other propeller bits and bobs. Landing gives me the small landing gear, parachutes, and some better landing structures as well as some ablators. The advanced flight control, that's where we get some decent RCS thruster blocks in there and some nozzles as well as some new command pods. Space exploration gives us a cargo storage unit, repair kit, some other storage units. The hitchhiker can, which is brilliant because you can actually carry Kerbals, 4 Kerbals in there. So if you want to take everybody to the moon, the hitchhiker can is a good way of doing it. Experiment control stations and lamps, and the actual first rover wheels are on that one. And miniaturization, so we get a little monitor, stack separators, adapters, and the docking port. So let's see what the chat said. Shells are good. Shells? Do you mean? Oh, do you mean the? Yeah, I think I know what you mean. You mean like the fairings? That's what you mean, I think. Heavy rocketry seems good. Heavy rocketry. Landing, if you want to land on the moon. Let's have a look. Landing. I mean, it does have the better landing legs, but we could use the existing landing legs. So, really, to me, landing is good for the small landing gear. So if you want to make proper aircraft with the landing gear. So I think the question is, do we want to go rockets or do we want to go aircraft? If we want to go aircraft, we do aerodynamics, landing, and something else. And if we want to do rockets, we do heavy rocketry, fuel systems, and something else. So what do we think? Aircraft or rockets? Shout out in the chat. Give me a shout out. Let me know what you think. Okay, rockets. Everybody's saying rockets. So we're going to research. Oh my goodness. Brandon rockets, Egg rockets, Jack Mac rockets, Epic Marcus rockets, Matt Satter rockets, Sixer rockets. Okay, heavy rocketry then. And fuel systems. Because with fuel systems, not only do we get some nice fuel tanks, but we get the duct, which allows us to do asparagus staging on. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. So we'll research that. And then, so we can either do heavier rocketry rather than heavy rocketry. Oh no, we can't. We haven't got the points for that. Okay, so we can go one more in this category. So propulsion, I'm not too keen on that at the moment, I don't think. Advanced construction, I think, would probably be a good one. Because then we can get the protective shells, the decouplers, some better nose cones maybe, and a flag. Structural tubes, which we probably don't need. And then we could do aerodynamics to make some aircraft, but do we want aircraft? Landing would be nice once we got the points, but I don't think we need it. Advanced flight control, I'm not really that sold on. Space exploration maybe, and miniaturization probably not. Are we going with advanced construction? Brandon thought the shells were good. Why are you staging vegetables in your rocket? I don't. Yeah, asparagus staging is fantastic. Egg said yes. I don't know what the question was, but the answer. Well, there we go. Yes, we've researched that now. Everybody says yes. We have unlocked so many things. See the TR6. No. We don't need the TR. Everything's wrong with the TR6 now, because if we open this up, it's got the wrong probe. We now want the better probe, which is this one. And then in engines, we've got these. We've got these. We've even got that now. So we really can do with better stuff. We've still got the SAS control systems. We've got so much more structural things, which is nice. We've got some robotic stuff, which I need to learn how to use. The couplings, we've got so many different stacked couplers, 3 different type of side couplers now. Not quite sure what that engine plate does. We've got our payload fairings and service modules. Look at that. Oh, look at that. We can stick all sorts of stuff in there, can't we? Oh, we've also got a Coney set. Oh, look at that. Oh. I mean, I don't know what you'd put in there, but like, presumably you can stick stuff to it. That is a silly rocket. And aerodynamics is the same. We've got the little landing structure still. Thermal's pretty much similar. Electrical's the same. Communication, we've gone up to a relay antenna now. Not sure how much difference that is. Science is the same. Cargo's pretty similar, but we've got a couple of other little analyzers and stuff. And we've got lights and stuff in the utility now, as well as flags that we can stick to things. So we can put like little Master Hellish logo flag thing on the side of the probe. This is gonna be... Where's the fuel tanks? Oh, here's the fuel tanks. Oh, some big fuel tanks. Oh. Yes. Oh, folks, next time we're going to build some interesting rockets. Oh, my goodness. I mean, that is just ridiculous. I mean, even a standard nose cone is not going to do the job. How high do we think this is going to go? How high? Should we fire it? How much is it going to cost? 10 grand. Should we spend 10 grand on firing this silly rocket? Can we actually do something useful with it? Let's see if we can do a contract with it. Should we? No, let's just... We're not going to save the rocket because I broke the TR6 to make this. Let's do it. I'm going to launch this. It's going to cost me 10 grand, but, you know, whatever. Some chutes? No, we don't need chutes. Where we're going, we don't need chutes. Oh, dear. Oh, we are losing electrical charge, though. Okay, so SAS on. Throttle to maximum. Launch! Oh, yes! Look at that. Beautiful. Should we see if we can bring it back to the Space Center? Oh, we're losing control. Oh, nearly. Oh, nearly. No. Oh my goodness. Oh, we're running out of fuel. Okay. Let's see if we can land it. It does look silly, but it's 10 grand of silly. It's going into some sort of nosedive. I think it's front heavy, so it's having problems. Oh my goodness. It's probably a good reason that there's no Kerbals in there. Come on, do something different. Oh. I think I might have done it. Can I land it? Can I land it? Oh! Not quite. Apparently we hit the surface at 22 meters a second. Well, there we go, folks. Just a bit of fun for the end of the stream there. I hope you guys have really enjoyed it. Again, I have. How much money have we got? Oh, good. We've got plenty of money. We've got like 500,000. I spent 10 grand on a silly rocket, and we've got 500,000, so that's okay. Well, there we go, folks. Like I said, that is going to be the end of the stream for now. Remember, if you missed any of these streams, you can check them out on my YouTube channel, and the links to my YouTube channel and everything else is on my website. And also on my website is the link to Viewer Plus, the best way to support me. It's cheaper than a Twitch sub, and I get more of your money. So check it out if you can. I'm glad you all enjoyed the stream. I hope I'll see you all next week. Remember, my schedule's a little bit squiffy, so we put one video out and that went okay. This live stream mostly went okay technically, so I think we're okay to start my schedule back up at the end of this week. So go to my website, masterhellish.net, if you want to know my schedule, and I'll see you all soon. Of course, watch the Discord for all the notifications. Goodbye, folks.